This Mobil oil is over 40 years old. It is literally older than I am. And the crazy part is that I found a can that is intact on eBay, and we're gonna test it. We're gonna find out what happened to oil that's been sitting for decades. And I'm excited because look at this can. This is how it came. Like, this is really wild. And this is today's type of bottle. We've all seen this at the auto parts store. And look at this. It's kind of interesting because the top is like almost some type of like aluminum, and then the side of it seems to be like almost cardboardy, and in the bottom is some type of aluminum. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I did not research how to open this, so we have a can opener, and we're gonna try to see if we can just open it like a regular can, and then we're gonna put it in a test tube that we got from Blackstone, and we're gonna send it off to get tested, and we're gonna see how oil from 40 years ago tests, and I think it's gonna be really neat. Before we get a sample, I wanna show you guys this bottle or this can. Now, it's got this like reflective gold foil. It says, save gas, Mobil Super 10W40, 1 quart motor oil, all seasons motor oil that saves gas by reducing engine friction, exceeds car's manufacturer's warranty requirement, fuel economy tested, helps engine last longer, helps engines run cleaner, makes cold starts easier, keeps oil consumption low. Mobil oil, and then we got this like little flying horse here, registered trademark. We've got a barcode down here. We've got, I guess, just some type of little manufacturing number. And in the top, it says Mobil Super, and then we have our API service SF. Okay, I have a little bit of protection equipment. I got some gloves, some eye pro. So opening the can has become kind of an adventure because we really don't know how to. Now, we've got a can opener, and this would work, but I feel like it would be very messy, and I don't want to use all of the oil. So I'm thinking if I poke a hole in it, that might be better. So let's go ahead and try it. I've got this little tool right here on my Gerber, and we're just gonna punch a hole in it if we can. Let's see. We punched a hole, some air came out. Now we're gonna get a small little funnel, and we're gonna pour it inside here. And Elise brought up a good point. We need to put another hole here because I think that's what you're supposed to do so it could actually come out easier. And that's kind of satisfying. It's kind of like, so it's kind of a weird feeling. And I'm sure this is what the guys did back in the days. All right, so what we're gonna do first is we're gonna put a little bit in here just so you guys could see it. Oh, look at that. And first off, it looks like oil, guys. I mean, it's definitely a little different in color than like the synthetic stuff's a lot clearer, but it looks like oil. So now we're gonna go ahead and put some in here. Here we go. Just like that. And I think we did pretty good for our first time using these vintage cans. All right. And it's crazy because I went on the internet and I looked at cans from even older oil cans, and they look crazy. I forgot this had oil, and look at that. Here I am, oil spill. I feel like it's kind of thicker than like the oil that I've dealt with before, but it could just be my imagination. And we have our sample. And we put our name on the lid, and now with the Blackstone kit, we're gonna have to put this sample inside this bag. And then we're gonna close it up. Maybe we could wrap this, it's probably easier. And then we're gonna stuff this inside here. Get it all inside there. And then we're gonna put the cap on it. We're gonna close it. We're gonna wipe it down, and we're gonna mail it, and the results are back. And the lab results are in, and I am completely shocked. So I'm gonna summarize it, and then I'm gonna read the lab report. So the guys at Blackstone said that you could literally still use this oil, which is crazy because it's almost 50 years old. Now, one of the things they mentioned right off the bat is that it doesn't have any water or condensation, meaning that this can stayed sealed and didn't let any of the environment in. And then they talked about the additives. There's additives in here like zinc and phosphorus and all this this anti-wear additive stuff that came in oil. Even back then, we have a lot more now, but those additives are still there. They haven't dissolved and they haven't gone away. They're literally still in the oil, and it's mixed in there as it should be. Now, this is a 10W40, and when they tested the viscosity, it is still a 10W40. So after over 40 years, this hasn't thinned or thickened. It's still a 10W40. They did other tests like flashpoint tests and everything, and they noticed that the oil is still good, meaning that you could literally use this in a car, which is crazy because we've all seen or heard that there's expiration date with oils, but this oil being close to 50 years old has literally stayed the same, which is pretty crazy. So this was cool because we definitely learned a lot. And then I was talking to somebody, I was talking to my buddy Dio, and he was talking about, he was, driving around the 1980s, and Save Gas was on these containers, and it's because back then, sometimes you had to wait hours at a gas station when there was a huge oil issue and stuff like that. People couldn't get any gas. So even oil companies were advertising to save gas because there was a huge issue with getting gas, kind of like today, but way more expensive, and there was no inventory. So we're gonna quickly read what they said, and then yeah, guys, this is exciting. We always say if an oil is sealed up well, it could be left on the shelf for years and still be good. This sample of Mobil Super 10W40 supports that idea. The viscosity is normal for a 10W40, and there is no insoluble material, so the oil has held up well over decades. No water or condensation found in the way into the can, and the additive package is still pretty typical with calcium, detergent and dispersant, and phosphorus and zinc, which is ZDDP/anti-wear, leading the way. And this was exciting because we got to nerd out with a can that's almost 50 years old of oil. We tested it and we learned something, and I think it's really neat. All right, guys, if you had fun and if you liked this video, hit the like button. Thank you for watching. You take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Who is the biggest automotive oil producer in the world as far as revenue and company size and domination? Is it Mobil 1? It's Shell. Isn't that crazy? Shell is bigger than Mobil 1. I didn't know that. But by reputation, who is the best well-known oil brand around the world? Mobil 1. I know oil is one of those things where people are willing to fight over. It's kind of like a sport. People have their brands, and they will die defending them. As a matter of fact, if you didn't know, there's a website, it's called Bob the Oil Guy, which is specifically for mega oil nerds. There's everything from